Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to route your buyer leads from your REI land list website into Pebble. So right now we're looking at our buyer leads board. There's currently no leads here, but typically when a lead does come in through your website, it can be actually attached to a property, and you'll know exactly which property or properties they're looking to sell you. So first of all, let's head over to our REI land list website. So most of everything has already been set up on your REI land list website. The only thing that needs to be done is that the property needs to have a property note to identify this property within Pebble. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and log into the back end of the website. All right, when I list my property, I'm going to go right into properties here. Assuming that the property is already listed or you're in the middle of listing it, I'm going to click right into it. I'm going to go ahead and edit the property. Now the one place within the listing itself we'll need to actually fill in with a code. So if you scroll down under the properties tab here, head all the way to the bottom, you're going to see the property note. You're going to make sure you fill out the property note with the actual property's ID within Pebble. And to find the property ID, we're going to come in back to Pebble and go to your property list. We'll pretend this is the property that we've listed. We'll click right into it. And you can see here, the code is actually here in the URL bar. It says MEQMD. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to come to the property listing and make sure I actually paste it into the property content log under property note. This has already been done. Great. So what this means is when somebody lands on this property listing and we show them the property content log form, when they submit their information, the form is also going to grab this field on its own and send it over to Pebble saying, hey, this person that came to look at my website submitted their information. And when they submitted their information, they were looking at this specific property because there was the property note attached to that form. The buyer will not actually need to enter this code. It will automatically be done. Now, the last thing we need to make sure we do is to enable the property content lock and to lock down for properties only. There could be a chance by default that it says lock entire site, when in fact we want to lock down the properties only. Okay, when that's done, we can get things into action now. When I head right into the properties page, you can see it immediately shows me the property content lock. Before they can actually view this property, the buyer needs to fill out this information. Now you can definitely change these questions, but these are some of the default questions we're asking for. The main thing that we need is their name and email to build our buyer's list. So I'll go ahead and select where I want to buy land and how I found them, and then enter in my name. Great, I've submitted my name and my email address. Now the buyer can view the property. Now at the same time, when that form got submitted, it actually grabbed the property code and is submitting that right into Pebble. Now, the buyer will then be able to peruse and look through that property. Let's head back right into Pebble. Let's head right into the buyer leads board here, and let's give it a few seconds here to let that lead come right in. And you should be able to see that Jesse is attached to a certain property that he's looking at. All right, you can see the buyer lead, Jesse Kwong, came into my first stage here. You can see that he is interested in purchasing this property, which came through because we added that property code. Now all the information that they submitted is also under messages, and from here you can work the lead. You can see here that their contact information has also been created. And that's how you route your buyer leads right into Pebble and see which properties they are interested in. You can also run an automation as soon as it comes into the first stage, like you want to route it over to your buyer's list being handled by something like MailerChimp or MailerLite. You can do all sorts of things like assign it to your team members also through automations. But that's how you bring your buyer leads from your REI land list right into Pebble.